sorry I had a little interruption. But yes, people started to pick up on that radiance that I was feeling from within, and that was amazing because it gave me like a new spark, you know, 'cause like that's kind of where I found my passion. I Like I said, I've always wanted to be a nurturer and a healer, but I guess that I was finding my own path and my own direction and how I can channel that and actually apply it in my life. Um, so I did a little bit of traveling. I went to Europe, which was amazing. I went to Thailand, which was amazing, and I have the travel bug right now, so I'm really dying to go on a trip. I have like a whole stack of plane tickets from just island hops and trips I took on my own, which was like incredible because even just a few years ago when I was like 18, I never saw myself just booking a flight and flying somewhere on my own. Like it just seemed like I felt so not capable of that, I guess. And really practicing that capability was like, it brought me this sense of self that I needed. And I knew that once I had that sense of self-love and that fulfillment from within, that I didn't need anybody except for myself, that was going to attract the friends and the boyfriend and, you know, the partner and everything into my life that I really needed. Because once you stop seeking that validation, people are more drawn to you because they see that you don't need to be validated and they see that you can uplift them in a way that maybe they haven't been able to do for themselves, or even just inspire them to do so. So at the beginning of this year sorry guys, stumbling over my words, but at the beginning of this year I had some massive changes happen. So I guess you could say I hit a low. It wasn't like super low like my college low, that was like really low, but the beginning of this year I was just a little lost, I guess. You know, I was living in Hawaii and I had some experiences with old friends that really reminded me of why I needed to let go fully of those relationships because of the patterns that weren't beneficial for anyone, you know. And I didn't feel like I was able to connect on the level that I wanted to with these people that I grew up around. And I feel like part of it was because they still saw me for my old self and not for my new self. So the beginning of this year I had to really let go of everything. And that isolation, I guess, or that introvertedness really gave me the space that I needed to chase after what it was that I was seeking. So at this point I had been kind of doing my own thing for 2.5 years, traveling in Hawaii and California, traveling back home, you know, doing some international traveling, which was awesome. But I knew there's some, like I needed, I was busting my ass at a restaurant for 3 years. I was waking up at 5 a.m. and riding my skateboard to work 5 or 6 days out of the week. I'd stay till 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Then I would skate another 4 miles to the grocery store, skate home with my groceries on my back, and I was exhausted. I was feeling really run down. I mean, I was paying my rent and I was able to travel, but I wasn't really able to find the stillness and the consistent high vibe that I really wanted to align with. Like when I went to work, it would challenge me, it might challenge my patience. Just like the day-to-day things that kept happening, you know. That's just how jobs are, especially restaurant jobs. You know, I was working with a lot of tourists, which is awesome, but it was a lot of people that have so much money that they're like, they don't really care about the working class, and I didn't feel like I was connecting on the level I needed to with myself or with other people. And I hope you guys can hear me, it's kind of windy, but so I wrote in my journal, I was like, I wrote about how the lifestyle I was living was awesome, but it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't giving me the time to focus on the things that I love, and at the end of the day, I would be left a little disappointed in myself for not fulfilling the most important thing to me, which was working on my personal development journey and working on the things that I love, like starting this vlog that's taken me so long to start for some reason. And I stopped practicing yoga because I was busy, I guess. I was doing painting and cooking, and I was expressing my creativity in other ways, but I felt like a little bit stagnant. And I was looking for ways to make money online. I actually remember messaging one of my friends who works like making money in the stock market and doing stuff like that, and I was like trying to figure out how can I make money online because I need more time to find myself and to find my path, because working at a restaurant 6 days a week serving animal products I was literally serving like sizzling steaks and like holding my breath, like bringing the steak to the table, and it was awesome. It was a good stepping stone, and it gave me so much opportunity. I don't regret that restaurant job, but I'm just saying, like, it got to the point where I was like, okay, like, what's next, you know? This was allowing me the freedom to do the things I wanted to do, but not really the freedom to tune into myself in the way that I needed to, and to raise my frequency and have it be consistently high. So that's when I found this opportunity to start my own business. Starting my own business was something that seemed very far-fetched, very far down the road, because I didn't have like the means to do so, nor did I have a product to sell or like experience as a business owner. So I felt like that was like super far out of reach. But when I came across this opportunity to work with direct sales and work with a product that was totally promoting what I was aligned with, which is like sustainability, health and wellness, financial freedom, and all things of that nature, I was like super stoked, and I was hooked right away. And this was in February that I found it, and from there on I was still busting my ass at the waitressing job, but I would come home and spend hours, watching videos about how to sell and how to start this up. And March, I think 1st, I made the investment in myself and in my future, in my health and wellness and all stuff like that. And when I made that investment, it brought together so many of my passions. It allowed me to step further into my role as an inspirer for other people, and as a leader, and as a teacher, as a mentor, and all while giving myself that time freedom that I really was craving. So now it is September, and I started that like over 6 months ago, and it's been incredible. The amount of expansion that I've experienced and the transformation on a personal level is huge, and a lot of the women within this community inspired me, because I was kind of losing faith in finding ladies that I felt like I really aligned with and that really respected me, So when I found this community of women that were chasing after their passions really in such an authentic and such a restless way, and kind of using their creativity to create an income for themselves, it was beautiful, and it was massive. So also it's really interesting because I was single that whole time, for ever since I moved to Hawaii basically, and I always, was kind of seeking a partner. You're kind of lonely sometimes, but I really valued my independence and the freedom that gave me. But I was kind of thinking about it a lot in the fall before the beginning of this year, how much I really wanted a partner, because I felt ready for it. Like I said, I felt like I was at the point where I didn't need anyone, and that was what made me ready for it, because I didn't need someone to fill a void for me, but I just wanted someone to complement my journey. And that's when I started to really connect with a friend that I've known for over 2 years now. And everything happened really fast with my business and with my partner now. It was really interesting to see how those things kind of flowed into my life at the same time. I don't think it was a coincidence. So I was working on my business, and I was working full time, and my partner lived on another island, so on the weekends we were both kind of bouncing back and forth to visit each other, and it was getting really expensive, and we were getting really close, and I was wanting to move over to Kauai, I lived in the city in Oahu, in Waikiki, which is like the most touristy area of all the islands, and I had a lot of fun there, but like it was getting to the point where I didn't want to leave my apartment because there's so many people outside. Like, it's hard to find a place to put your towel down at the beach, and like, never mind skate, there's like so many people you can barely skate during the day. So I was kind of staying in my apartment a lot and working on my business, and then getting my nature fix on the weekends when I would come to Kauai. And then this opportunity opened up where one of the girls within our community was looking for some housemates, and she said there was this beautiful home on the north shore of Kauai. And it's got tons of fruit trees, and I was like hooked. I knew that I was already locked into a lease until the end of this year, but I felt like I had to take this opportunity because not only was I going to be in my favorite place in the world, but I was also going to be surrounded by the energy and the people that I wanted to be around. I really wanted to vibe off of the type of success that these girls had and the type of drive that they had, the motivation, the creativity. Like, for me, being around that is huge because you're always going to be inspired, 24/7. And I wasn't really surrounding myself with those people on Oahu. I was kind of just doing my own thing. So I went for it, and I ended up figuring it all out. It was kind of really stressful at first, but I made it happen, and at the end of June is when I moved over here to Kauai, and this is definitely my dream home. I'll show you guys if I can flip this around. Oh, I don't think I can, but it's beautiful. We've got tons of fruit trees and just like surrounded by such abundance, and you can like the sacredness and the vastness of this land is just absolutely incredible. You can really tune into it and feel this sense of freedom and this sense of knowing within yourself that you're just as magical as these waterfalls coming from the sky. So that's where I'm at today, working on my business, and it's been really good to not be working in a restaurant, because I'm able for the first time in a long time to maintain that high vibe that I've been wanting to be on, and I feel like a lot of my passions have been able to come into play, and so yeah, that's where I'm at now. And I guess that concludes this video. I want to definitely make some more moving forward and just talk more about like my day-to-day, like what I'm eating, what I'm thinking, and share a little bit about my relationship, and also my business. So I guess that is my intention with this vlog, is to just use it to inspire others, because never in my wildest dreams did I think I was going to be here now. So I'm 23 now, and my dream life has totally fallen into my lap. I now have a career where my personal development actually reflects directly in my bank account and gives me the freedom to work from wherever I want in the world, which is like a huge dream of mine, because having family 5,000 miles away, I don't really want to be locked into a job. I want to be able to go visit them for as long as I want, whenever I want. So yeah, definitely stay tuned, and I'm hoping to make another video sometime soon.